Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will be a short little city hop in Serbia and Eastern Europe. We're doing a little night flight from Belgrade airport to Niš. It's about a 52-minute flight or so. We'll be cruising at 19,000 feet. And we'll be using the flight simulator Cessna 414AW Chancellor. We're using real-world time and real-world weather. Aerosoft simple traffic tool. Saint Engines AI. And we're also actually using a custom scenery for the airport of Belgrade. It is downloadable for free on the flightsim.to website. I think I actually might have the author name here. I'm not really sure. Danilo. I think that's the name you should look out for if you're interested in this scenery. Danilo, so Delta Alpha November India Lima Oscar. And I think he's the guy, he or she is the person who created this scenery. You can just go check it out. Alright, let's hop on into the flight. Let's get the Volanta overlay up there as well, and then we should get our clearance. We're going to be doing an IFR flight. Right, so let's get the battery on and the right and left alternator. With the clicking sound you hear, it might, yeah, there you go, it's the starter quadrant Logitech that I'm using. I get some lights on. And let's get our anti-collision and nav lights. And let's turn on the avionics. And with that we should also now be able to turn on the Saint Engines AI. While that is loading up, let's get our flight plan. So manual import from SimBrief. Okay. So Belgrade to Niš. That is importing. Right, and now we do have pen and paper already, so we can copy any kind of a clearance that they might give us. It's always good to have the pen and paper ready. And let's also see if we can find the ATIS information for Belgrade Airport. So just look up here. We have ATIS at 125. Let me get these papers out of the way. I've got some old papers from previous flights because I'm so very well organized. 025. So 125.025. That should be the ATIS. Not picking up anything. We are at 125.025, and the avionics are on, as we can see. And we'll just go to Belgrade delivery at 121.975. It does say live, live LYBE 8, it's just not playing anything. Do a little comm check, just see if everything works. Belgrade delivery, Whisky Papa 812, radio check, audio copy. Belgrade delivery, Whiskey Papa 812, radio check, how copy?
Whiskey Papa 812, Belgrade clearance, read back correct.
Alright, so let's switch back to the latest information.
Ding, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Oscar. Belgrade Nikola Tesla Airport, information Oscar. 2230 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 30 right, 30 left. Wind 145 at 4. Cav OK. Temperature 15. Dew point 9er. QNH 1014. Transition level 110. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you.
Tour guide, are you with us today? Let me check the tour guide.
Yes, I'm here with you today and ready to share anything interesting about what we see along our routes.
Well, that's very pleasant, Jeff. Thank you. Could you please double check for us QNH 1014? What would that be in inches of mercury, please?
Of course, QNH 1014 HPA is approximately 29.94 inches of mercury.
29.94. 29.94, thank you. Alright, so we should have the correct altimeter setting. So the wind is at 145 at 4 knots.
You're welcome.
It's 15 degrees. You have the QNH and transition level is 110. Now, just to have a look at our LYBE before we start requesting our clearance. Well, the fuel is not unimportant. Let's have a look at that in a little bit. We'll need to convert 209 kilograms into gallons. So, Jeff, we're carrying with us some kilograms of fuel. Could you convert that into gallons? So 209.
I'm sorry, but as a tour guide, I'm not qualified to convert fuel weight into balance calculations. That's a task best handled by the flight crew or a flight operations specialist.
So you don't know how much 209 kilograms is in terms of gallons?
I'm not able to convert kilograms of fuel into gallons, as that's outside the scope of what a tour guide can provide.
That's so funny, because he can actually convert QNH into from inches of mercury to hectopascal and the other way around.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Let's give that a shot. 209 kilograms. That would be 55 gallons. So 55 gallons. So what are we carrying with us now? 37.1 it says there. What we'll do if you want 55 gallons. Let's set this up first. Oh, hopefully this one is recharged now actually. Last flight we drained the battery. Let's do show co-pilot, that's always nice. And the rest looks okay. Now for the fuel. So we said 55.2 gallons. Let's go 60 gallons. we're actually at. So twice 30 gallons, so 29% should be it. So they're giving us a total fuel of 60 gallons. It's looking good. So let's also just double check if that is actually reflected here as well. 2 times 30 gallons. That bit is cool. Now to reset the fuel computer, we'll just turn off the batteries for a second. With the batteries off, we'll hit the little test button there. And then when you turn it on, it should read 0. Last time it took a couple of tries for some reason, and it wasn't working at the first time with the avionics off. I'm not really sure why it's not doing it. Let's also toggle the avionics bus, I guess. And then now leave it off maybe. I have no clue. Oh wait, turn it off first.
Yankee Sierra Tango, read back correct. Contact ground on 118.3 when ready. Give me 1 second for that clearance.
For some reason it's not updating to 0, it's not resetting. Hey Captain Milanche, hey man, we're flying to Niche tonight. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good, man. 57.1. So let's add an additional 23. Should be 60. Or 22.9, but I think we cannot do decimals, so 23 should be fine. Add gallons, so that will be 0. Then we'll have 2. And we'll have 3. And to verify no, let's go back to number 3. Verify, I think we answered here, 60.1, that's looking good. Alright, that's good news. And let's turn on the avionics. So we got information Oscar, so let's just go ahead and request our clearance. Have a look. We'll have, where's our alternate? Out of runway 12 right, well, we'll get a different runway. We already heard they're using runway 30 right and left. Actually interesting because the wind was 145. We got the Val 3 Foxtrot. Alright, just to check our location. Or rather our parking position. We're at the general aviation parking right in front of the cargo area. Let me show you outside. And as I said, we're using a custom scenery for the Belgrade airport, and it looks really like the real deal. It's done a really nice job, Mr. or Mrs. Daniel. So go and check that out if you're interested. Oh, what were we doing? So maybe we'll get a different departure as well. Now for the parking position.
Starship 44 Lima, read back correct. Ground is on 118.3, safe flight, sir.
118.3.
Yeah, we zoom in and it just all vanishes.
Starship 44 Lima.
Let's say Alpha 14, it will be fine.
Belgrade, clearance, hello, Air Serbia 93 Yankee, with information Quebec, request IFR clearance to Zagreb.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Belgrade delivery, Whiskey Papa 812, type Cessna 414AW Chancellor. With information Oscar, we are parked at stand 14 Alpha. We are requesting IFR clearance to Niche.
Clearance on request. You're number 1.
I know my mama was right.
Whiskey Papa 812, cleared to Nice, via the Valjevo, 3 Zulu, departure, runway 30 right. Initial climb to 9,000. Departure on 119.1. Squawk 4524.
Clear to Nice via the Valjevo 3 Zulu departure. Expect departing runway 30 right, initial climb 9,000 feet. Departures on 119.1, squawk 4524, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, read back correct. Ground will be on 118.3.
118.3, thank you. Whiskey Papa 812. Ground 118.3, so we're squawking 4524. So we'll have a different departure. So load procedure. Departure runway 30 right. That is not an option for some reason. Maybe. Let's have a look. First change the departure. Negative Valjevo 3 Zulu.
Belgrade, LYBE, good evening, Serbia 900 Bravo, send Alpha 5, information Quebec, request I for clearance to Frankfurt.
Valjevo 3 Zulu.
Serbia 900 Bravo, can you say again please?
Runway 30 right.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
So we load that in. That's looking fine. Valjevo and initial altitude, climb altitude 9,000 feet. Let's set that as well immediately. Alright, and then we had ground on 118.3. That's 118.3. Belgrade ground. The flight directors, yaw damper. Go vertical speed 1000 for the initial climb. Now let's go on that. Let's get our map up in here. Leave the flight plan there on the second one. So 118.3, and I guess we probably are about ready to start up request push and start. Not a whole lot to it. Just double check our fuel, so it's saying 60.1 and has been confirmed as well. So gallons remaining 60.1. Pounds remaining 361, and time remaining, well, that's all you cannot, the 60.1, that's what we want to see. And here as well, we have 2 times 30 gallons, so that's all fine. So turn off the little flashlight. My camera's drifting. Actually, I might need it to find the light switches. Right. Maybe we'll take some passengers with us. What do you think? Why not? Let's have Alicia and John. Just 2 people. Get rid of this one for now. Alright, so the avionics is on. We have the nav lights and the anti-collision lights. For now, that should be good. So let's request push and start. Belgrade ground, Whiskey Papa 812, request push and start.
Whiskey Papa 812, push and start approved.
Push start approved, Whiskey Papa 812. Alright, cool.
Whiskey Papa 812, say again.
Oh, sometimes when I reconfirm they get confused. Whiskey Papa 812, disregard last transmission. Alright, so let's start to suck it up.
Whiskey Papa 812, say again.
Engine number 1. Engine number 2. Cruising altitude will be 19,000, so we'll set the cabin pressure. This little airplane is actually pressurized. So here we are at the Belgrade airport with the custom scenery by Daniel. It's done really nicely. So taxi runway 30 right. It's a very simple airport, so that should not be anything complicated. Golf. And then right on Alpha. And if this wants to refresh, that would be really nice. Right on Alpha. How the hell did they get us to 30 right? Well, actually we could just take that intersection anyway. We don't need a lot of runway in this one. Ground Whiskey Papa 812 will request taxi to 30 right.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 30 right taxi via Golf, Alpha, Delta 7, hold short of runway 30 left, then exit.
30 right via Golf, Alpha, Delta 7, then hold short of runway 30 left with Papa 812. I don't like that we cannot zoom in on the map. Sometimes it's a little bit funny like that in Navigraph. Maybe it wants to be resized every now and then. I don't know. It's not helping us at all. Right, so maybe the Jefferson chart. It's looking a lot more. There you go, Delta 7. And then there's runway 30 right. Okay, looking good. In other words, basically what you thought, Alpha, and then Delta 7 is a name there. We cross 30 left. Right. We got the taxi clearance, and I say let's get this show going. Taxi lights can go on, vital heat can go on as well. And for now, the heating system should be fine. I think we can leave them alone. Maybe we can do with a little bit of flaps. I don't know if we need flaps for takeoff on this sucker, but let's at least trim it. I think we're good to go. So parking brake release. Both left and right, and we also saw that the brakes are working, so we can continue our taxi.
taxi to gate A2.
All aircraft be advised, information Kilo is now current. QNH 1014.
Belgrade, ground, Zulu 65, copy IVA clearance to Amsterdam, information Whisky, Zulu 65.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
So we are on Golf, and then we'll take a right onto Alpha. So here you can see Belgrade Airport custom scenery by Danilo. We have 2 towers as well, just like the real airport. And what's also present here, which is really cool, is there's this old aircraft standing there, sort of like a remnant or a monument. And then they got these ATRs usually standing here. We are on Golf, and to the right of us will be Alpha. Also to the left, but we're taking a right turn. Ground Whiskey Papa 812, wind check please.
Whiskey Papa 812, winds are 140 at 4 knots.
Sounds interesting. Winds 140, and they're not letting us use runway 12 left or right. So they're basically making us take off with the tailwind. It's only 4 knots, and maybe it is because they don't like evening takeoffs into the area ahead of us, which is where the city center is. Maybe that's actually the reasoning. I don't know.
The target already disconnected.
Ground, Skyways 148, ready to taxi.
So Jeff, can you tell us please anything about Belgrade Airport?
Belgrade Nikola Tesla Airport, named after the famous Serbian-American inventor, is the largest and busiest airport in Serbia, officially opened in 1962, and serves as a major hub for both domestic and international flights.
Thank you, Jeff. And can you also tell us about the second runway?
I'm sorry, but could you clarify what you mean by the second anomaly? I want to make sure I provide the correct information.
Oh, my apologies, Jeff. I meant the second runway. They installed the second runway a couple of years ago.
The second runway at Belgrade Nikola Tesla Airport was officially opened in July 2023. It's parallel to the original runway and was built to increase capacity and improve safety for both arrivals and departures. This addition allows the airport to handle more flights simultaneously, which is especially important given the airport's growing passenger numbers.
Well, that's some nice little information by our tour guide, Jeff. So what's up ahead? Delta 6 and then Delta 7 will be ours. So here's our Delta 6. Going to skip this one. Although we could easily take off from light there. We do not need a lot of runway at all. I believe the fire brigade was there to our right.
Air Serbia 107, contact tower on 118.1.
Warsaw Tower on 11.1, Air Serbia 107. They are ground Lufthansa 656, the request, push and start.
I'm expecting 118.1 as well.
Lufthansa 656.
Just going to dial that in. We'll hear it momentarily. So I have to hold short runway 30 left at Delta 7.
Whiskey Papa 812. Contact tower on 118.1.
118.1 Whiskey Papa 812. Tower Whiskey Papa 812, good evening. We are holding short runway 30 left.
Whiskey Papa 812, Belgrade Tower, runway 30 right, hold short, Cessna 404 on the runway.
Holding short, Whiskey Papa 812. Let's set the parking brake just to be sure.
Whiskey Papa 812, say again please.
We are just copying instructions. We are holding short to give way to the Cessna, Whiskey Papa 812. As you can see, departure will take us well out of the city's area. Tower, Whiskey Papa 812, we are holding short runway 30 left. Can we cross and hold short 30 right?
Ryanair 5 Mike Delta, welcome to Belgrade. Contact ground on 118.3. Next ground 118.3, Ryanair 5 Mike Delta.
Ground, Tower, Whiskey Papa 812, holding short 30 left. Can we cross the runway 30 left and hold short 30 right? Okay, so Tower is sleeping. So let's go, yeah, we got on that ad, and we'll just taxi. Ground, Whiskey Papa 812, crossing runway 30 left, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, not clear what you said, say again.
Tower, Whiskey Papa 812, holding short 30 right, ready for departure.
Whiskey Papa 812, hold short of runway 30 right, Cessna 404 1 mile final.
Hold short 30 right, Whiskey Papa 812. Let's see if they understand. Sometimes they simply don't seem to understand when I read back. the runway heading 297. Do we actually have traffic? That would be really cool. Doesn't quite look like it, but we'll play along. Just keep the engine running.
Air Serbia 522, contact departure on 133.1.
Departure on 133.1, Serbia 522. Thank you, bye-bye.
Tower Whiskey Papa 812, holding short 30 right, ready for departure. So what do you think, guys? Anything going to happen? Looks like the tower is a little bit preoccupied. First there was a Cessna 172, then there was a Cessna 404. It's a really peaceful airport. It's a definitely peaceful airport. I love it a lot. They're so peaceful, I think the tower is sleeping. It's not responding to my communication. Oh, and Nisha, I'm curious. I've flown there once on the channel, and I remember the ILS was like off by like 3 degrees or something. So that's going to be interesting. Tower Whiskey Papa 812, runway 30 right, ready for departure. I really like Belgrade Airport. I don't know Nisha Airport. I really like Belgrade Airport a lot. Been there a couple of times. I've flown there on the channel as well. Tower Whiskey Papa 812, request departure please. 30 right. Oh, there's actually some traffic now.
Whiskey Papa 812, hold short of runway 30 right, Cessna 4041 mile final.
Okay, so the Cessna 404 was on 1 mile final. Probably actually the plane we just saw. If that's even synced at all, I don't know. The one is just St. Engines AI, and that is, as far as I know, not generating any AI traffic, and I'm using basically Flight Simulator for that stuff. And the Atlas of Simple Traffic tool. Not really sure how they all tie in together though.
Starship 44 Lima, welcome to Belgrade.
We got 2 passengers with us.
118.3.
Why are they in the dark, man?
118.3, Starship 44 Lima.
Well, let's give them some lights. Well, tonight we will be landing hopefully at Niš. And I believe the previous time when I flew on the channel to Niš, we had, today I think we'll get runway 11. Yes, and the previous time I landed there was runway 29, and the ILS is like a couple of degrees off. I'm not sure about this runway, maybe that's probably going to be okay. We'll see that once we're flying. With our A320s, Ryanair 77, the Ilyushin 96s and 767 usually. Yes, you told me about the 767, yeah, that's cool. So next to our St. Engines AI tour guide, we also have Captain Milache with us now. He's telling us things about Nish, so Milanche, if you have anything else that you want to share about Nish, we're all ears or eyes since we're reading that stuff. So that 1 mile final is taking a very long time. Tower Whiskey Papa 812 holding short 30 right, request departure please.
Whiskey Papa 812, hold short of runway 30 right, Cessna 4042 mile final.
Dude, first it was at the 1 mile final, now it's at the 2 mile final, so it's flying backwards. We are taking off. Whiskey Papa 812, thank you for your service. I'm sorry guys, but we're not going to glitch around any longer. It's fine to play by the rules, obviously, but this is really actually not making a lot of sense. So I suggest we just take off. Let's get into position, parking brake released.
Sky 254, Charlie Echo, contact departure on 119.1.
119.1, Sky 254, Charlie Echo.
It's also funny how the tower is not like warning us like, dude, don't get onto the runway, we got an airplane on final, you know. So in that sense, I think they can still improve the Saint Engines AI. Alright, so let's check it out here, guys. There's the 2 towers on the airport, gear up. Let's turn on the autopilot. We'll have GPS and vertical speed 1000 feet per minute. Let's contact departure. Departure Whiskey Papa 812, climbing through 1000 feet for 9000 feet.
Whiskey Papa 812, Belgrade departure identified, climb 9000.
Climb 9000, Whiskey Papa 812. Recently, new terminal was constructed, Nish Airport, and a few years ago there was a record of over 18 aircraft parked at the same time. Oh, that's so cool, that's a record. That's really cool, man. 7 737s, 2 Cessna citations, 8 Cessna 152s, and 1 Ilyushin 76. 18 aircraft is the record for the most aircraft parked since the airport was reconstructed.
Whiskey Papa 812, climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Whiskey Papa 812. That's so funny, Milan. Thanks for that info. Please don't drift, camera, thank you. Alright, so we can turn on the cabin heat now. Let's see how our passengers are doing. Sometimes it can get a little bit cold in the back. At the moment it's actually a little bit hot, so let's just keep things as they are. While we get up higher, it will definitely get colder in the back. Climb 800 feet per minute from now. So we are now 60 nautical miles from Bravo Echo 401. such a cool little airplane, this one. There's the city of Belgrade behind us. So Captain Milan just saying nowadays, the most aircraft there can be at the same time, it's like 3 airliners, there's only 3 departures and arrivals daily. Oh wow, yeah, that definitely impacts the traffic for sure. Well, I would like to fly like an A320 there one day as well. I think that would be nice. Actually, still quite hot there in the cabin, so maybe for now just turn off the cabin heat and see how that's going to affect things. Now check the computer, 55.5, so that appears to be still stable, and it's also in line with what the gauge is saying there. Sometimes there can be more, but those are unscheduled flights. Yeah, exactly, like private flights, military operations. Quite close by, yeah, that's so cool, man. I would love to live close by an airport and, you know, just see these planes fly over. Most people are complaining about it, but I would love it. Except maybe when I'm recording music, then I would have to keep all the doors and windows closed.
Whiskey Papa 812, direct Bravo Echo 204, Venus file, please.
Direct Bravo Echo 204 and then as filed Whiskey Papa 812.
Something went wrong on this end and I wasn't able to do the math for the
204.
It has been reported as bug, but you will need to
Probably maybe me. Let's have a really good look here. This actually is a long departure. We have these 3 Zulu. But I really thought he said 204. Please confirm Whiskey Papa 812, direct Bravo Echo 402. Please confirm.
Whiskey Papa 812, direct Bravo Echo 204, Venus file, please.
Okay, let's just go 402, man. Direct Bravo 204, direct Bravo Echo 204, and then as filed Whiskey Papa 812. It's quite difficult to get near, because the 29th side, tons of residential areas, and the 11th side, there's lots of empty fields, usually guarded by police, so requiring special access and stuff to get near, okay? To the left, you can see the tallest skyscraper around 86 meters high, directly from the 29th side. Oh, that's so cool, dude. 86 meters tallest building in the city. Right, my guys, we have our tour guide with us, that's interesting. Thanks, Milan. Right, sorry, flying direct 402. I cannot stand that he keeps repeating 204. I'm sure he means this one. In the departure chart there is no 204 at all, so that's just a little funny. Right, so what's our speed doing? Let's go 500 feet per minute.
Approach Air Serbia 1218. We were cleared for runway 30 left. We were cleared for runway 30
then there's a hill with industrial areas besides the airport. There are a lot of factories about as tall as the HSE tower. View is obstructed by the terminal, okay. Yeah, I believe there's like a mountains on the 29th side. If I remember correctly from flying, yeah, we cannot see here. Yeah, I think this seems, seems how I remember it. I came flying from here. I think it was on Fatsim. Came flying from here, took a turn like this, and just landed there. Let's get the runway. Let's go flight. Approach. So we got R&B for runway 11, and there's an ILS for. Okay, so the ILS, as I was saying earlier, was off by a couple of degrees. Man, this is one busy chart. Offset localizer. Localizer course offset by 5 degrees. Most of the industrial areas near the airport, yes, it makes sense. Lots of cargo flights happen here. So like cigars. Okay. Give me a Serbian rolled cigar, man. The mountains of the 29th side are only behind the residential areas. So most of the visible buildings from the 29th side are just old grey communist apartment blocks. Well, yeah, those were times, man. I think I've seen some of the old communist buildings. When I was a kid, my parents drove us through Belgrade, but I was really small. Look, we got the moon with us tonight. That's always cute. 8,300 feet. So we're slowly climbing to 9,000. Or to 19,000 actually, which is our cruising altitude. And our speed's doing okay, that's cool. Now it would also be nice if we could get agent information for niche. But we only have niche tower, it looks like 118.9 and 50. Now we could also check here the weather, see if there's anything. Looks like there's meter for niche. 120, 8 knots, so we can expect runway 11 for sure. And the approach that we saw was RNAV, yes, DOR if you want. Initial fix, the 102. Yeah, it was really good back then, but then after 1999, funding went to fixing Belgrade because of the NATO aggression. Yeah, and I remember you telling me that they dropped some serious bombs on that airport too, right? In around 99. So where are we flying now? And this is looking funny. Still GPS, that's looking good, okay. Yeah, basically we skipped that. Let's see. Okay, we have the old departure route here, obviously. There is actually a Bravo Echo 204, look at that. But doesn't make sense from our departure, so something definitely funny here, and I'm part of it. Use cruise missiles, destroy the runway, the plane couldn't take off, shoot, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so They did say 204, so I take it back. It was actually correct, but the thing is that happened. What we see here, this departure route, is out of runway 12. But we got runway 30, even though the wind is actually better suited for runway 12. I figured maybe they do not want us to take off into the city center, so that's why it's only 4 knots, so we took off this direction. But then the Bravo Echo 204 is actually not in our flight plan, and I don't think, yeah, it seems weird that they just say, hey, go direct, like as if it's on our flight plan. I don't think it is. We got 402 then, value go, and that's it.
At our 2 o'clock, about 21 kilometres out, you'll spot the sprawling aquapark Tamalna Riviera. While it's a modern recreational spot, what's really interesting is that it's built in an area known for its natural thermal springs, which have been attracting visitors for centuries. The region's mineral-rich waters were historically believed to have healing properties, and people have been coming here for relaxation and wellness since at least the 19th century. From the air, you can often see the geometric shapes of the pools and the steam rising on cooler days, a reminder of the geothermal activity below.
Well, that was cool. That was Jeff, our main engines AI tour guide. He might every now and then come up with the brainwave and share some information with us. 10,500, let's turn off the landing lights. Speed's still going okay. Check the mixture. That should be the sweet spot. So I guess we can expect runway 11. Let's have a look at some information there. Final approach course 107. Just going to set that here now, 107. Something around there. Let's also do it here. Yes, there are many spa centers here. They do have healing properties because they're located near churches. They've been visited well before the 19th century. They were visited back in the 1300s. Man, that's long ago. Kind of an ending info, but yeah, absolutely, man. No, it's random info is cool. It's one way to get smarter. Now, in my case, I sometimes tend to forget things. And then in other cases I tend to remember like details, you know, like crazy. But just throw it out there in any case, man. There should never be any limit on information. That's always cool. Alright, so we are on our flight plan basically, even though actually the tower was still confused. And transition level 110, so we're actually there, so let's go 2992. Now, decision altitude. I think in our case, let's just take, let's say 600 speed radio altitude. also a hospital in Niš that has a helipad. It's cool. It's accessible in the flight sim, but it doesn't look anything like the real one. Oh, this is a shame. Yeah, the Belgrade airport by Danilo that we're using right now looks nice. And Milanches, before I started the flight, I looked on flightsim.io to see if there is maybe a custom scenery for Niš. Unfortunately, there was not. Maybe there is one for sale, but I don't feel like actually purchasing sceneries like that. I have never done it. Maybe I will one day, but I'm not expecting it. But we'll end there anyway. It will probably just be a little bit darker than usual. At night, the Belgrade airport now with the Danilo scenery looks actually really nice. You can still see everything. It's very well lit, more realistic, you know. And what is the name of that hospital, Milan? I'm curious.
Since there aren't any prominent natural landmarks directly beneath us, the closest notable location is the town of Šabac. Šabac is one of the oldest towns in this part of Serbia, with its first recorded mention dating back to the 15th century. The town played a significant role during the Ottoman and Habsburg periods, often serving as a strategic military and trading post along the Sava River. Aviation enthusiasts might appreciate that Šabac is also home to a small airfield, which has been used for both recreational flying and pilot training for decades.
I cannot find the city he's talking about. Hospital is called Novi Klinički Center, New Clinical Center. Thank you. Hvala. Cool. Hey Milan, I saw your landing man at Niš Airport on your channel. That was so cool to see. It's actually getting a little bit colder on the cabin, and I believe the cabin heat is now on. So I think right now we're getting a little bit challenged. So let's just close these so I can access these little buttons here. And let's heat that sucker up a little bit more. Novi Klinički. I have a hard time pronouncing some of those sounds. 13,600. The speed is okay. I hit something with my controller, but sometimes you can actually turn something on or off accidentally. Speaking of which, let's turn off the fuel pump. The airport elevation. So, there's a new message. There is also an older version of the clinical center. It's called the old clinical center. The difference is that in a new one, there are hospital rooms. In the old one, people go home after checkup. Oh wow! And would you know the airport elevation for Niš? We have it right here in the chart, so actually we should be able to see it here. 645. Okay, so disregard. 6:45. Yeah, I forget it's anyway you can see it on the charts too, obviously, but I forget that this GPS is actually showing it too, which is super handy. So, alright, so we're at 600-ish feet, and we'll be cruising 19,000. Let's say we want to lose about 17,000, so 21, so 51, and about 61 nautical miles, or 61 nautical miles before the runway we should start our descent, if ATC is not clearing us to descend. But they should be, because we are on IFR flight.
At our 1 o'clock, about 19 kilometres out, you'll notice a large park. Parks like this in Serbia often serve as gathering places for families and communities, especially on weekends. Many of these parks were established during the 20th century as part of urban planning efforts to provide green spaces for recreation and relaxation. From the air, you can sometimes spot walking paths, playgrounds, and even small lakes or ponds nestled among the trees. It's interesting to think that some of these parks were once farmland or forest before being transformed into public spaces for everyone to enjoy.
Well, unfortunately that will be a little bit dark for us to see right now. So much stuff to do, even though it's a small city. That's cool, man. Do they have a nice music scene there too? I know there's a very good music scene in Belgrade. I hope and sort of plan to visit Niš one day. There's some personal significance for me, and I would love to see that one day with my own eyes. And obviously, to go there by airplane would be like totally cool. But probably I'll just fly to Belgrade and we'll just take a
Whiskey
bus.
Papa 812, expect the SOSEK 4 Golf arrival. In about 20 minutes, I'll start your descent. If you'd like to descend now, just say the word.
Expect the SOSEK 4 Golf arrival and expect descent in approximately 20 minutes, Whiskey Papa 812. Citizen that was
Whiskey Papa 812, expect the Arnav runway 11 approach into Niš.
Arnav 11 approach into Niš, Whiskey Papa 812, thank you. Hotel which is 56 meters tall.
Whiskey Papa 812, you're welcome.
That's sweet. There are fountains, monuments, and a fortress built back in the Ottoman conflict. Wow. Yeah, I may have seen pictures of the fortress. I've seen Kala Magdan in Belgrade. When I was visiting, I mean. So we're now 106 nautical miles from the airport. So we figured we should start our descent in approximately 61 nautical miles from the airport. That's another 44 miles. Considering we're at 90,000 feet, and as we are still climbing, we'll probably just reach our top of climb, and then immediately start descending. Let's see what they say on the flight plan at SOSEK. They're saying nothing. Alright, SOSEK 4 Golf, we do have that. That's load procedure. And we got the final approach. That will be RNF 11. And we'll get vectors load approach. Nish also knows one of the most historical cities because there are many epics written about the events and people celebrate the heroes. I'm curious, Milan. I will, as I said, I hope really to go there one day and see these things for myself. Actually. Most of the epics from the Ottoman conflict in the epics, the heroes are sometimes fantasized. These epics are from many centuries ago and have been recovered. That's so cool, man. And you know how they are...
At our 9 o'clock, about 21 kilometres out, there's a sizable park. Parks like this are often designed as urban green spaces, and many were established during the 20th century as cities expanded and planners recognised the need for public recreation areas. These parks can be quite scenic from above, with their winding paths, clusters of trees, and sometimes even small lakes or sports fields visible from the air. They serve as popular gathering spots for locals, especially on weekends, and are often the site of community events and festivals.
I did like that the St. Engines AI was saying, hey man, and if you want to start your descent now, just say the word. No, that's pretty cool. But sometimes, yeah, that is still a little bit weird, you know. Like, we filed for runway 12 with a different departure, and then obviously we got a different one, that's what happened. But then it looked like Tower was not, I don't know, it was looking like it was still expecting us to fly the original departure. Yeah, storytelling, man. Those were different times. Different types of documenting, you know. And I can imagine that one can also take into consideration the like the style in which people would write their stories longer ago, you know, like long ago. I can imagine that these days you cannot take everything literally, because maybe, you know, in the older days they had different ways of expressing themselves, basically expressing the same things as we would now in just a different way, you know. Right, so what is our altitude now? 19,000 feet. Let's go a little easier on the fuel flow on the engines. There's also many monuments to visit from a part of Niš called Lubanje. It's one of the most rural parts of the city, cool, but close to urban areas. That's nice, yeah. Rural is nice. One downside of the, yeah, it's probably like dead zones I need to set up, but I have the handle here in my hand, and yeah, sometimes it's sort of like twitching a little bit, because it's not quite sure in which position it is. Let me just set it correct, something like that should be good. In Bubani there is a monument called Three Fists, and it is 3 stone fists. It was built as a memorial of World War II. Oh wow. So thanks for the info, man. I'll definitely check this with my niche contact, which is actually my girlfriend. Yeah, so she was originally from that. We're at 19,000 and we're, if I can read it correctly, 89 nautical miles. Let's see what the RNF approach looks like on our GPS here. To 5,000, 4,800, 4,400, and glide slope will start at 4,400, and November India 11 Foxtrot.
At our 9 o'clock, about 8 kilometres out, there's a park that's quite typical for this region of Serbia. Parks like this often serve as community gathering spots and are sometimes built on land that has been used for centuries, whether as farmland, orchards or even old estates. In the early 20th century, many towns in Serbia began establishing public parks as part of urban development, aiming to provide green spaces for recreation and relaxation. These parks are popular with families, joggers and anyone looking for a bit of fresh air, especially on weekends. Although here you can usually spot winding paths, clusters of trees, sometimes even playgrounds or sports fields that make these parks a lively part of local life.
Jeff, thank you very much for your information, my friend.
You're very welcome.
85 nautical miles. Fifth monument is also called Spomen Park Bubani, and that's easier to look up. So thanks man. Cabin climate looking good, always nice. 81.5. Do we have any wind information actually? And since it's winter time, we have Orion back, as you can see right there. in the night sky here on the northern hemisphere at least. That's cool, Milan. Yeah, sure, man. Absolutely. Yeah, you can share them for sure. Thank you. Alright, so what are we going to do about our descent? We are 78 nautical miles. So we don't have to start descending yet. Actually, there's a couple descent listed. Let's just sit it out for now. Yeah, just share them on the Discord server if you want, please. Yeah, and I guess that's a good place. There's as you know, I'm not super familiar yet with Discord, but I might actually miss some things. But there is a channel there called Screenshots. Maybe that would be a nice, you know, maybe that could actually be a nice place for that. They're not really screenshots from the game, but I don't think that matters too much, you know, it's just content. Yeah, man, feel free to share it there. And again, thank you so much. That's very nice. Put some life into that Discord. Okay, thanks so much, Milan. Yes. Well, the climate's still looking good. Top of the sand coming up. Now we can see the tower frequency. There's also approach actually, 109.525. Let's pre-dial that, 109.525. It's not recognized in the sim. And I've got a tower 109.950, let me set that only nav, only COM2 radio. Just so we have it there. 109er, where is it? 950. Let's actually keep it on standby. So we're flying to the 3/5 tonight. Ah, cool, Milan. I will check them later. I cannot do that right now, but I will check them later. Thank you so much. And I'll also share them with my girlfriend. She's probably going to find it interesting.
Since there aren't any prominent points of interest directly beneath us, the closest notable location
I
is
think
the
we
city
can
of Čačak.
now
Čačak is one
do
of the
without
largest cities in central Serbia and has a long history
our
dating
dear
back to
friend,
Roman times when it was known as
Jet.
Gradak. The area has seen settlements from the Neolithic period, and throughout the centuries it has been an important regional centre for trade and culture. Today,
yeah, let's go. He's disabled. Sorry, Jeff, but you were stuck to repeat yourself. Let's also set the runway heading with the heading bar just to be sure. Let's see what it's 105. It's always so hard to see. That would be on the 7, I would guess. So fuel is expecting that we are getting 26.4. I'm guessing, yeah, that seems okay. So there was no ACES information. We got approaching tower. And here it only says niche tower. But no ACES. elevation 650. SOSEK for Golf will come in via Clody, and then November India 102. Two, 101, and then 11 Foxtrot will be the start of our glide slope, which should be around 3 degrees usually.
Whiskey Papa 812, clear SOSEK for Golf arrival in Tunis. When you're ready, descend flight level 110.
Cleared for the SOSEK Big Golf, rifle, not sure if I noted this correctly, 4 Golf, and descending flight level 110. Whiskey Papa 812.
Roger, did you get our destination? That's cool.
Beach 1 Foxtrot Sierra, go ahead, you're already on this frequency.
110, and let's go vertical speed. Let's start with 1000 feet per minute. SOSEK 4 Golf, okay. You can see that we're getting closer to the ground, and immediately the cabin temperature is going up as well. Well, the set's a little bit colder, so we have a little bit longer, we don't have to immediately intervene the whole time. People, if you're getting cold, please feel free to grab a blanket. You said the moment just the monument, so now you also some real life photos from these airports. Cool, man. Please do, Milan, that's so cool. The speed's under control. And what should we expect? SOSEK for Golf, level 163. And Clody 5500 and not below. Maybe we can go to 1200 feet per minute. Not sure if the aircraft likes that. We're trying to expedite our descent a little bit. For distance now. .8. 15,000. Speed still well under control. Maybe we could descend a little bit more aggressively. Let's go 1500. Let's see if we can live to regret. Sometimes the tip of the iced tea is like the tip of the iceberg. Just to say something totally empty but profound sounding. Temperature on the cabin is dropping a little.
Whiskey Papa 812, descend altitude 8400. Turn left heading 115 vectors for the Arnaf runway 11 approach.
Please say again for Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, say again.
Please repeat for Whiskey Papa 812, descent 8,400 feet, and which was the vectors for runway 11?
Whiskey Papa 812, say again.
Oh, come on, man. Please repeat your instructions for Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, say again.
Yeah, they got my motherfucking ass. Okay, so we're just going to fly our own thing.
Whiskey Papa 812, this is a warning to keep it professional. If this was a mistake and you were misheard, please disregard.
Oh yeah, that's right, there's no profanity allowed. My sincere apologies, Whiskey Papa 812, I thought I was talking to a friend. It turns out I was not.
Whiskey Papa 812, understood. Continue approach.
Whiskey Papa 812, request vectors RNAV 11. Turn on the landing lights.
Whiskey Papa 812, descend altitude 7000. Turn left heading 115 vectors for the Arnaf runway 11 approach.
Left heading 115, descend 7000. Whiskey Papa 812. Let's see, 115 would be this one. And descend 7000. Our speed's still okay. So I guess we can just keep on descending like this. Temperature now getting high. Let's turn off the cabin heat altogether. Oops. That should probably do the trick. Now let's go heading mode. One thing I noticed in St. H's AI is that they tend to give you vectors at some point. I don't have a lot of experience last years on that. Yes, I'm curious to see how that's going to go on that, if they're also going to vector you around like this. But I notice every time I like focus, maybe it has to do with us like solo on the channel usually. And lately I've been using St. H's AI, so incorporating ATC. So maybe just getting used to that, because I'm always used to just flying everything autonomously, basically. So maybe it's just a quirk of a change. But we're flying heading mode, so I almost forgot it. But we're flying heading mode. We got heading 115, so that looks sort of correct. 8,000. Let's check our mixture.
Whiskey Papa 812, proceed direct November India 102. Descend altitude 5000 until established. Cleared for the Arnav runway 11 approach.
Proceed direct November India 102, cleared for the Arnav 11 approach. Descend 4000 feet. Whiskey Papa 812. First we go 4000. Still descending. No altitude hold, so vertical speed. Let's go 1000 feet per minute. So let's go now. Start recording skydolling, and we can hopefully get a nice landing replay.
Phoenix Heavy, contact Belgrade radar on 136.55.
Contact Belgrade radar on 136.55.
Turn on the fuel pumps for landing. Let's also get the taxi lights now. Our speed is still okay. We're getting a low fuel warning here on the fuel computer. But we're still doing okay. Also getting a warning here, left and right fuel are low. 5000 feet. Yesterday was the first ever flight to Niš. Flight was in 1935. That's a long time ago. Route Belgrade, Niš, Skopje, Bitola, Thessaloniki. The first flight is cool, man. We're getting ready for landing here. We're now holding 4,000 feet. What's our distance? 25 nautical miles. Oh, did you check, Milan? The only add-on sceneries for this airport for X-planes. Ah. Yeah, I looked on flightsim.to and there was nothing there. Usually it will be there. Alright, so what's going to happen now?
Whiskey Papa 812, contact NIS tower on 118.905 when established.
One 8.905 when established. Whiskey Papa 812. So we should be expecting a left turn now. There we go. Tower, good evening, Whiskey Papa 812, established for runway RNAV 11.
Whiskey Papa 81.
Yeah, that was the wrong one. Tower, Whiskey Papa 812, flight level at altitude 4,000 feet, established RNAV 11.
Whiskey Papa 812, NIS tower, roger, continue approach runway 11.
Continue approach, Whiskey Papa 812. We're 14.4 miles out. I think that's for runway. Which is fortunate because sometimes the Microsoft Flight Simulator, when it's nighttime, some of these smaller airports are simply not lit. And that appears to be random as well. So then at November India 11 Foxtrot, that's where we should start our 3-degree descent. Let's get the prop RPM to full. And the mixture is to full as well. What's our fuel doing? Saying 12.7 gallons. That's okay. I think we flew with flaps 1 the entire flight.
Ryanair 6 Alpha Juliet, push aircraft approach, face southeast. Ryanair 6 Alpha Juliet, return taxi.
Let's turn off the autopilot and see if we can do it like this. That seems a bit of a steep descent. Let's try not to do that.
Whiskey Papa 812, winds 110 at 8, runway 11, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 11, Whiskey Papa 812. Gotten really close to the ground here. Look at that, there's trees right below us, man. We almost crashed. First we had flat light, now it's flat medium, and then it'll be flat large. Flaps full. So there's the town of the city of Niš, everybody. Looks like we're a little bit low. Runway. Now it's a touchdown zone. Precision altitude. Alright, that's a touchdown. Welcome to Niš, everybody. Let's get these flaps up.
Ground. Bearing 558 Tango Hotel. Right, taxi runway 11. We'd like to open our IFR flight plan for Tizat if we can. Constantine Belgrade Tower, Bearing 558 Tango Hotel would like to open IFR flight plan for Tizat.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Yes, it was pretty dark, Milan, for sure.
Whiskey Papa 812, welcome to Niš. Taxi to Terminal 2. At your discretion, stay on this frequency.
Terminal 2 and at our discretion will stay on this frequency. Whiskey Papa 812, thank you. And runway 11 vacated. So Milan, can you tell us where is Terminal 2? Don't feel obligated. I do have the charts, obviously. And I must say, it's kind of fun like this. But usually after a flight, I just like to settle down anywhere. Let's at least not park into that vehicle there. Then we'll take a right turn here and we'll call it a flight. Alright, wheel stop. Parking brake set. And there we are, guys. We flew to Nice. I think it's the second time on the channel. So look, the moon is with us tonight to make a nice flight complete. Look at that. Well, thank you guys so much for checking. Milan, thank you very much for your pictures. I will check them out later, and I will comment on them because I'm very curious. And thank you again for sending those. Really nice. And for the additional information, in addition to the AI tour guide, we had a real life tour guide people, so that was really cool. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay funky. See you later. Bye bye.